You're talking Oakland,
Mm,
California. You're talking about visualization of the movie and entertainment industry. You're not talking
mm.
about the rap game. You're not talking about gang related kind of stuff. Were you ever surrounded by that in Oakland, or were you in a different type of environment that allowed you to really have comfortability in pursuing your dreams?
Well, yes, I was. I always tell people, I say, I don't look like where I came from because what does that even really look like? And then, I can say, well, I won't say it. I'll just say this. I'm from Oakland. I'm from the hood, but that doesn't mean it needs to look a particular way.
Right.
And it can, and we have the power to take control and project what you want and what you want to instill in the world. Because I think that's where we fall short sometimes as a community is we feel like we have to quote unquote keep it real.
Right.
And keeping it real is an art expression of itself.
Right.
That's your form of freedom is what are you when you come from somewhere like Oakland or Inglewood or Brooklyn? You have power to be whatever you want to be
That's
because you've
very
already
real.
been in the space. Yeah, that's really what it is, and that's what Oakland's taught me is I can be whatever I want to be. you know Things are already forced on you in
Right.
your community to be something that you're not anyways.
Kind
So,
of resistance were
that's what I love.
Jermaine, what
Mhm.
kind of resistance were you met with coming from Oakland? Even when you watch the football team, the Raiders, man, you sense that toughness, like like you said, keep it real. But me and keep
Mhm.
it real is making sure you do what you're supposed to do with your life. But what
That's
kind of
real.
resistance were you met with coming up in such a hard area like Oakland?
Just keeping on going. It's the oppression, and I hate to use that word because everybody says like, "Oh my God," and they start rolling their eyes. But oppression is a real thing, and we can't get desensitized from talking about it
Mhm.
because the truths continue on. And so the oppression continues on until we acknowledge it. And what does that look like? Okay, the oppression is when you're in high school or middle school and you have nothing but teachers who don't look like you, sending you signals that, okay, you're not going to get much further than this.
Right.
These signals are sent out daily to a lot of kids in these inner city areas.
Mhm.
And then we wonder why there's a lot of police brutality. It's because students are responding to those microaggressions
Right.
subconsciously,
Mhm.
you know? And if there's historic issues happening in the houshole, there's not many ways to turn. So the oppression starts there.
How
It
would
starts
you
with the youth.
How were you able to escape that? Did you have strong family ties with both parents in the household?
And I did not. So in terms of my father, he was there, but there were things that really weren't solidified to make sure that this was a place to be supported in this way
Mhm.
in terms of career and finances and stuff like that. But this is where artistry comes into us as Black people. You get creative in trying to find what you need. I needed my grandfather. He became the person that I was able to look up to and say, okay, well, who is this guy? This was a man who was a part of the big migration. He took his family from South Carolina to the Bay Area to have a better life. That's what a lot of us had dealt with. But it was the developing the mindset to see what that was and what that truly meant, the
Mhm.
gravitas of all that. And I put him up there with all the people who inspired me who I've never met,
Right,
like the Paul Robesons of the world, you
right,
know, Harry Belafonte, who I have had the chance to work with. I mean, these people have set bars for us to emulate and pass that baton on to.
mhm.
So that's why, we started this off pretty deep.
Yeah,
Being from Oakland is like, how can I not see the importance of these people before me
right.
and then keep everything solidified in my hometown that I'm proud of, but it's so much more than that.